Welcome, everybody. This is James. We've just finished an excellent session with so many people. Really appreciated that. We did a presentation and an amazing Q&A on the USI Tech business as it stands as of December 2nd, 2017. This is a second follow-up session, and in this session, we're going to talk about how to build a USI Tech business. And what I mean by building a business is we're going to talk about, managing your packages, how to buy packages, how to manage that, how to make sure that you're building towards the dream that you have. We're actually talk about how to set the goals, what sort of goal setting, and how to actually take steps to realize your goals and from a practical standpoint. And that's just on the packs. We'll talk about the future Forex packages if you'd like, the tokens and so forth. So those are on the packages. Also, we're going to talk about some of the back office things that you need to know. I'm going to talk about knowing your numbers. This is, how to be a business professional, how to treat your business as a business. If you treat your business like a business, your business will treat you and give you business results. So, you have to treat this professionally. We'll also talk about team building. Now, for those of you that have followed us regularly, we did a mega session, and I mean a mega session, perhaps the best session ever done 2 weeks ago on whatever date that was before December the 2nd. Mike Klingler and I did a 3.5-hour mega webinar on how to build a USI Tech team. And I think that session was really brilliant. Mike is one of the foremost internet marketing experts out there. He's a member of our team, and we did a mastermind together, but really he took the lead on that. He is a master marketer, setting records in USI Tech. And so you couldn't learn any better than to go back and watch that session. I am going to talk about team building and touch on some of those same aspects and really share Grace and our personal experience. So we're known as now having been in the business for 6 months. I'll share our personal results. I can't share our income, so I'm not going to make any income representations. But it is well known that our team has grown from 0 on May 28th to December 28th, December 2. We now have over 21,000 people on our team. We started with 100 packs on May 28th. We now, Grace and I together, each have 7,000 in 2 separate accounts, over 14,000 in total. We didn't have any tokens. Now we have over 220,000 tokens. We have personally sponsored, each of us, more than 700 people. And so you can tell on both sides of the business, whether it's the income producing side or the affiliate building side, the team building side, we've done a very nice job. Other people have done more or better or faster or whatever. But in terms of a composite, as a couple, we're maybe an interesting case study. So I'm just going to present this as our case study offered to you. We're not in any way, shape, or form the best, but we're not a bad example perhaps to learn from. And there's some things that I hope we can convey to you. And we're constantly earning. I want you to be constantly earning, but also encourage you to take notes and really kind of think about things. So without further ado, I'm going to share screen, and got a presentation that I put together, and we'll probably also go back into the back office. And see about that. So let me start by sharing the screen. So let me know, can you see this PPT? I haven't opened it up all the way, but do you see it? Do you see it there? Let me just see. Let me see in the chat. Okay, you can. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. All right, so Saturday, December the 2nd, the state of things. Really going to just share on how to build a USI Tech business. And as I've said already, we've achieved some amazing results. This is, I'll just give the disclaimer right from the very beginning. This is a presentation from a USI Tech independent partner. Proof of payment is no guarantee that you will earn the same, but it would be possible to earn this and more with an equal or greater strategy and work ethic. Any earnings figures that are shown are not a guarantee of income. Figures are presented for illustration purposes only. Guys, I will possibly go into my back office. I will not show you anything in there for the purpose of making an income representation. This is for training purposes only and is not any sort of incentive or inducement. It is simply to encourage you and help you to understand what would be necessary for you to build an effective business. So I did give you this disclaimer already. Remember, all figures presented here are for illustration purposes only. Now, I think the first thing to do as you're approaching business, you got to have a business plan. So why are you in this business? Why are you in crypto? What are you looking to achieve? And you know, to figure out where you want to go, you've got to know the key trends. Why are you in cryptocurrency? Now, we could talk about that, but the experts will always tell you if you can get in front of the latest trends, you have the chance to make the greatest money. Latest trends equals greatest money, typically. That's not a hard and fast rule, but if you can get ahead of a major trend. Example, there's a generation out there called the baby boom generation. Some of you might be part of that generation. I'm kind of the tail end of the baby boom generation myself. And all throughout, because this is a massive demographic group of people, and wherever they've been, whether they were in diapers or in play school or into school or starting to do sports or going into high school or going into college or becoming young professionals or starting to be in the housing market or starting to look for IRAs or starting to get sick and needing medical attention or starting to look towards retirement or now finding that they didn't save enough money and they're broke for their retirement. In every stage along that generation, one of the biggest generational booms out there, there have been massive amounts of money made by whoever could figure out how to cater to that trend. Now, that's just one example of trends. Cryptocurrency is a massive trend, and if you can get ahead of that, and we are ahead of that, then there are things to take advantage of. Now, this cryptocurrency trend is interfacing with a home-based business industry. In this case, it's direct selling or network marketing. So how do you take advantage of cryptocurrency, putting it in the context of a business that you do from home that is in a network marketing context? So that's your second question. And then what do you need to do mentally and also from your action and your habits? Habits become your life. Your mindset sets where you're going to be and what you will achieve. So knowing those trends, knowing the context in which you would do this business, what are the things that you need to be thinking, and what are the habits that you need to have to generate success? So those are important things. Don't just blow them off. If you don't think about these conceptually and have a clear picture of this, if you cannot have a business without a business plan. So really do seriously think about these things. You should understand more. You should become an expert in cryptocurrency. You should become an expert in the home-based business market. You should be developing your mindset, improving your habits. You can work on these three things. You have excelled in the broader context in which you're going to have a business. All right. Now, moving on from there, what are some of the key things that you need to just in terms of building an online business? And I've said the mindset of success is absolutely critical. So you have to believe that you will succeed. You have to know what it takes, and you have to surround yourself with positive people. You have to be in a positive environment. You have to believe that you'll be successful, and you have to surround yourself with successful people. I like to remind people the age-old saying, you will tend to become the average of the 5 people with whom you associate the most. Are you associating yourself with successful people? Are you surrounding yourselves with entrepreneurial people? Are they negative people or positive people? It'd be very difficult for you to succeed if you surround yourself with people who are constantly telling you that you cannot succeed. If you're surrounded with people like that, you either need to replace them or you need to go and find 5 people and associate with them very regularly, even change your friends. But change your habits also. We're just finishing the football season. I'm a huge football fan. I've not been able to watch hardly any football because I put aside for a season with a passion. I knew what I wanted to achieve, and I was willing to sacrifice. I also knew that I was on the course of freedom, and I know that there's a price to be paid for that freedom, and I was bound and determined to achieve that. And Grace and I talked about that. We did that together. You can see that we as a couple have decided to make that happen ourselves. Grace doing her part, I doing my part. She has her strengths, I have my strengths, and we've contributed together. But whether you're doing it as a couple or as individuals, there will be people that you would want to surround yourself, draw ideas from, whether it's online marketing experts or mindset experts, whatever it is. That mindset aspect of it is absolutely critical. You have to map out where you want to go and then see and believe it in your mind's eye before it materializes. There is a dimension, it's called whatever you want to call about it, visualization, faith, whatever words you want to attach to it. You need to see it and believe that it will happen, and then it will show itself in the future. A second key component is leadership. If you're going to build a business, and especially add the team building part of it, leadership is important. And it's not just leadership, like a nobody. You need passion. You need to be enthusiastic about things. If you don't like what you're doing, you can't have passion. And if you don't like leading people or working with people, it will be hard for you. You will show to people that you don't like working with them, and that will not be very attractive. So again, you've got to develop. There's a lot of sessions, a lot of things we could talk about. I don't want to get into all these different things, but if you want to be a great leader, you need to learn how to be a great servant. Servants are those who serve the most will receive the most. And I'm a big believer in the universal laws. What you continue to sow, we'll talk about that also, but that's also how you market. You sow, but you sow respect, you sow service, you sow success, you sow positive mindsets, you sow the idea that people can succeed, you sow positivity, and you will reap all those things. And it's the same thing. One of the massive secrets to the success that Grace and I have had, all of you, I'm sure, have seen, probably there's nobody else in US Tech who has put out more content, contributed more value in terms of videos than myself. We've been in for 183 days, maybe 185 days. I've done 250 videos in 185 days. And that's just one small part of it, but that's sowing content, that's putting value out into the marketplace, knowing that because the laws of the universe work, if I sow value out into the marketplace, I will reap value back to myself. How the universe or God decides to reward me for sowing is up to him or the universe, however you want to visualize it, but that's the truth. Those laws of the universe work, and if you have the mindset of success and you put things out there, you will receive whatever but if you sow negative things and surround yourself with negative things, you will reap negative things. And that's the flip side of it that people don't like to hear. So, but positive with passion. If you like what you're doing, let that flow out of yourself. As Mike Klingler and I touched on, an absolutely huge part of things in terms of building an online business from a broader standpoint is systems. And systems are absolutely key. You have to have lead generation systems, you have to have follow-up systems, you have to have training systems, all of that. And then communication is absolutely key. I've talked about this phrase in some of the earlier training that we've done, but I say it's CCC, so communication. Consistently communicate content. And that can be about, the content. And what Grace and I have done, these are kind of 4 keys of what we've done. Massive number of videos, as I've already shared. So we've kind of become the kings of US Tech on YouTube. And we've dominated YouTube. And that's how we have this fabulously growing business. I mean, it's the key thing that we've done. Why video? Video is the principal communication tool of the digital economy and digital society. Everybody's moving to video. People don't like to read anymore. They like to see. And so if you talk about communication, it's video. If you don't like video, learn to like it. Get over yourself. And I talk to people all the time, counsel people on how to do videos. Some of you might have seen when we were in London, actually, Grace and I were, after the business sessions, we were having some drinks with some people, and we met one young lady from Los Angeles whose name was Chelsea, and she told us that she'd never done a video before. So I said, well, you want to do a video? What do you mean? And she was just freaked out and was frozen. I said, we can go do a video right now. I'll do a video with you. No, I can't do a video. I said, of course you can do a video. You and I will go outside. We'll stand in front of a banner, and you're a natural. I'll ask you questions and you answer. And then you just smile at the video and think positive. So we even practice, and she practiced smiling and not being nervous, and she was very nervous. And we did her first ever video, and now she's doing videos. So, I mean, you can do the same thing. If you want my help, I'll help you. But I mean, just get over it. Get over yourself. No one cares if you make mistakes. So we've talked, some of you, I'm not going to name names in here, but some of you have done your first videos over the last 1, 2, 3 months, and they're great. They're a lot better than you think. And mine were not good in the beginning, and mine still are not very good. I was talking to someone 2 days ago who also was afraid of doing videos. And he said, yeah, but if I do a video, I've got to spend so many hours editing it, and it's kind of complicated and hard. I said, no, it's not. You got a phone, right? Turn on your camera, record yourself. Yeah, but I'd have to video it. I'd have to edit it. I said, I never edit anything that I do. I never edit, literally never edit one video. I don't bother because I've got over myself. I'm not afraid. And that's part of the positivity and the mindset. You just have to get over fear. False expectations appearing real. F-E-A-R. False expectations appearing real. It's fear. It's not real. Your fears of yourself are interfering with the future of you becoming who you want to be, which is great. Facebook Live is also another way of doing videos, and there's other ways, but we're consistently communicating content. That's that sowing and reaping I talked about. So from the very beginning, I knew in USI Tech I wanted to be someone who was explaining things. You know, I'm explaining Bitcoin. I'm explaining the digital economy. I'm explaining USI Tech. I'm explaining the compensation plan. I'm explaining how to buy BTC packages. When it was allowed, I was giving daily progress reports. That's not allowed anymore, but from the back office. So I deleted 60 videos, I think, that I did showing daily progress reports. I had to delete those when they changed that for compliance purposes, which I'm totally cool with. But I was doing that. And you can still do that in the same way. The way you would do it now is report how many packs you bought. You don't show your back office, but you can report how many packs you got. So you could do a little, like Grace and I do kind of weekly, how many packs we've got and so forth. You can do that sort of thing. And then we're communicating in different ways. So it's not just video. We've got a Facebook business page where we advertise and our prospects go to. We also have a Facebook group, which is mostly for our team, but also for newcomers, where the people can come and talk. So we have a business page where we put our content out to a kind of an external audience, and then a Facebook group, which is kind of an internal office. Webinars are a fabulous way to communicate. The webinars that we do every Saturday have been an absolute key to the success that we have enjoyed. Why? Because statistically, I'm just going to give you some secrets here, guys. So statistically, the online people tell us that if you can get someone who will come to a webinar, they are far more likely to buy or join than if they just are feeling impersonal. If they can go and have the feeling that they participated on a live Q&A, if they actually will sign up and come, the chances of them being active, the chances of them of joining and then being active are considerably higher than any other form. So webinars are converting at a higher rate. So if you want to have a high converting business, and this has been a secret to Grace and I growing, you need to invite people to webinars. If you're not coming to our webinars and not inviting people to our webinars, you are not enhancing the best converting part of your business. And I'm very serious about that. You can also do your own webinars, and that's what I decided to do. I wanted to brand Grace and I decided we would commit the time every week to do these. And we do them, and we travel all over the place. We have to do these at very odd hours. I am doing this webinar now, and it is 2 o'clock in the morning where I am, and I'm doing a webinar. And I'll do it no matter where we are, any place in the world. I'm sometimes in North America. Starting next week, I'll be in Latin America. A couple of weeks ago, I was in Europe. I was in the Middle East. I was in Africa, Asia. You know, I have things that take me around different parts of the world. Doesn't matter. Wherever we are, as long as we're not on an airplane and we have internet access, we'll do a webinar. And people come, they get their questions answered, they feel comfortable, they join, and then they come back for training. And so that's an absolute key. And as our business grew, we added a second webinar. So we do one on Wednesday. It's called the Joshua and James Show. Now, do you have to do that? No. All you need to do is have a system, and then you invite people to a webinar. It's why we do a webinar. It's why our webinar that we just finished, for example, we never put Grace and my personal information on there. It's for ourselves, of course, for the people that we invite, but it's for our entire team to invite people. And it's done on a generic basis. It's also put back on YouTube. And you can take those same recordings and download them onto your own YouTube channel, put your USI Tech website on there and market those webinars yourself. And you can do that with any of the information that's out there that is at least coming from Grace and I. If you're on our team, you have our permission to do that. Copy any of our emails, use any of our content. You can copy anything we have. It's all yours. That's us just paying it forward, sewing it out. So we've done a massive amount of work. Take it for free, run with it, and make it part of your business. So that's part of our gift to you. Email is also a huge, huge part about building an online business, or indeed any business these days, because email is just part of life. The fortune is in the follow-up, and the main way that you follow up is through email. So we have systems that have automated emails that are pre-written emails with our Power Lead system. But also if you get on our mailing list for Grace and I, and others of you have other team leaders that do the same thing, you'll know you get emails from Grace and I, probably 1 or even 2 every day. And every time I do a video, I do a little summary of that and send it out. Every time I have a webinar, I invite people and send it out. Every time I attend a company event, summarize the key points and send it out. Anytime, and I do little videos about other stuff, send it out. And our prospects are constantly getting the primary medium that they want to see things. They will learn mostly by watching videos. And they don't want to read long emails from you. So now what they will read is, but here's one more key, and it's the thing I've learned this year from Mr. Igor, who's this solo ad, Igor Solo Ads, that we are also recommending that people use. He is a brilliant copywriter, and what he's brilliant at is telling stories. And what you will find is that despite the fact that people don't read emails as much, they will read some emails. And what emails will they read? They'll read stories. And so if you can write a good story, you know, and your story might be, wow, today I woke up this morning and I had a cup of coffee and opened up my back office and look, wow, there's like more money in there than there was yesterday. And that's amazing. If you'd like to find out more, click the link below. That's your email for the day. Or, wow, I was on this webinar yesterday and this guy, James, was talking about, you know, how to build a business, and I found out that mindset is important, so I did some research and my mind is transformed and I'm so excited about a business. We're really passionate about this business. If you'd like to find out more, click the link below. You know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But he also tells funny stories, and I've got some of those funny stories in our emails. Copy our emails, you know, just take all that stuff. You can have all that, but these are some of the key things in terms of an online business. And I haven't really talked about USI Tech. I'm talking about how I would generically build an online business. I haven't yet put it into the USI Tech context. I'm going to do that shortly. And I haven't talked about the network marketing context even so much yet, but just generally an online business these days. These things, you got to have the mindset, you got to lead, you got to have passion, you got to have systems, and you got to consistently communicate content. If you do that from both a business generation standpoint, from a follow-up standpoint, from people that join you, from a team building standpoint, and from a training standpoint, you can build an empire. And you can see the implementation of these concepts is what has made Grace and I successful over these past 6 months. Now, another important things, people don't think about businesses, but in an online business and in a network marketing business and in a business where if you recruit and people buy packs, you make money. And if you've got goals, which you have to have in order to build a business effectively, you've got to know some numbers. So this is a business, guys, and you got to know some numbers. So you have to know how many leads you have, or how many leads you want. Why? Because you need to know some percentages. So out of 100 leads, how many of them will take a look at what you have to offer? How many of those people who take a look at what you have to offer will actually take action? And how many of those who actually join your company will actually buy some packs? And when you know how many will buy some packs, and you know how much money you make from that, you can then figure out if you want to earn, 100 times that, you need 100 times the number of leads it took to get you one person. So you can start, if you start with 100 leads, maybe 30 people will pay attention to your email. Maybe 10 people will open it. Maybe 5 people will join, and maybe 3 people will take action. And out of 3 people, maybe 2 of them will buy some packs and 1 will do nothing. So then out of 100 people, 2 will actually be significant economic benefit to you. And you can figure out how much. Once you know how much that is, you can figure out that much times something is how much money you want. So if they generate you $1,000 and you want $20,000, you need 20 times the number of leads you started with. Some simple math. And if you didn't understand what I just said, come back and listen to this again. But that's the whole funnel process. You start with a certain number of people, you find out how many it takes to get income generated, and then once you know how much it takes for one person to generate some income, you figure out how much income you want to generate, and you multiply the number of leads. So if you want 20 times, then you need 20 times the number of leads you started with, which means you need to generate a lot more leads. The main problem listen now, the main problem that people have in an online business is they don't have enough leads. Because it takes a lot of leads. That's the dirty little secret. It takes a lot of leads to generate income, because you have to get them on your email list or get them to watch your demonstration. So too many people just think they're going to watch somebody, you're going to show your presentation one time to somebody and they're going to buy. The truth is that statistically now in the industry, most people will need to look at your offer 12 times before they will buy it. 12 times. And a lot of people won't even pay attention to it. And then a lot of people are distracted, they get lost, they're deadbeats, whatever. So you need to know how many team members you have, and how many of those team members. Now we're talking about USI Tech. So how many team members do you have? Then how many of your team members are buying packs? And out of your team members who are buying packs, how many of your team members are buying how many packs? That's important for you to know. How many of your team members are recruiting? Because you need to know that to know whether in a network marketing context, you're actually duplicating. A key number to know is how many of your prospects are actually showing up on your webinars. If you're having webinars, or how many are showing up, how many are responding back to you in some way. Responding on webinars is one key part about our process, so that's a number that I keep track of. And how many of your team members are joining your training? And we do training through video and also on our Facebook group, but also on these Saturday webinars, also on our Wednesday webinars. So I keep track of those numbers. So all these numbers are important in different ways. Number 3 here is really important. So if you're building a network marketing team and you want to have it, even you've got an income goal, there's 2 parts of the business, and I'm going to talk about that separately. One part is how many packs you got and how much money you're making from your own purchases. The other part is commissions. And that's where number 3 comes in. So how many team members do you have buying packs? How many are they buying? And then are they duplicating? And is your organization growing, not just from your personal referrals, but ultimately down 2, 3, 4, down to 12 levels and beyond. So you got to know what those numbers are. And if you have a business plan, if you have a vision for where you want to be, you want to say, all right, I want to have 100 packs and then 500 packs and then 1,000 packs. And then I want to be like Grace and James and have 7,000 or 10,000 packs. Or maybe you're happy with the income that you would have and the effort you would have to do to have 500 packs or 100 packs or 1,000 packs. Maybe you don't have an aspiration to do what Grace and I are doing. Maybe you're just looking to supplement and pay your utility bill or contribute to the rent or earn enough money to go on a holiday. Maybe your aspirations are there. Whatever it is, different people have different things that they're looking for. Maybe you're looking more long term. You want to get out of debt. Maybe you want to save for your children's education. Maybe you are a baby boomer and you've found out that you don't have even a quarter of the money that you would need for the retirement of the golden years that you were always told that you would get, and it's turned out to be a dirty little lie. Maybe you don't trust the government to give you Social Security. Whatever it is, you want to know where is your target. So what are your income goals, and what would it take? So some of it can come from your own efforts, and some of it can come from team. That's the beautiful thing about USI Tech. You can make money from your own money, but you can also make money from building a team. And so it's the 2 parts of the cash flow quadrant, Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant. It's the two important side on the right side of the cash flow quadrant. And USI Tech offers both of those. So those are important numbers to know. We can answer questions about those. Now, why USI Tech? Why are we using this? And you need to know also about USI Tech. So we're using the USI Tech products to leverage and multiply our paper currency. That's the Forex product as well as Bitcoin. And we're putting ourselves in front of emerging trends. This is why we're in USI Tech, but it's important because both the products and being in front of the key trends are why we are on this dynamic vehicle. And as Horst Jika, our CEO, says, we don't want to be part of the train, we want to be the engine. And guys, we're really fortunate. USI Tech is the engine on this train. I mean, when the slogan says, we're leading in cryptocurrency, we're really leading in cryptocurrency. We didn't even talk in London about things like the crypto bond that they're going to be working on, that they got their lawyers working on. But we did hear about some amazing technology. We've got artificial intelligence. We've got two branded mining operations. We've got, artificial intelligence in our Forex, in our trading, in our mining. We've got an AI-empowered mine in Japan that we already have that's going to be expanded, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You go down the line, it's a leader, and that's really important. So we're tied to the right train. Now, you got to know your products also as part of your business. So how does a BTC package work? And I mentioned this in the last session. You need to know how a BTC pack works. You need to know what it takes to build up your packs. So you need to know that it's not 140 days, it's not something else, it's 140%. And then you need to know what it takes to actually build up to your goals. So how to use this repurchasing, this compounding, this multiplying effect that's called in the back office rebuy. and how to use somewhere between 80 to 100% until you reach your goals. So you need to know how that works. And we're going to try to demo that for you in a little bit. Then a little bit back to mindset, but you need to know what is your goal. So there's some short, medium, and long-term goals. And as I mentioned here, use company events and incentives also to draw you to success. What do I mean by that? When Grace and I joined, there was an incentive that was part of the package. There were two incentives. One was the first incentive trip to Mallorca, Spain. And we found out what it took to qualify for that. And we said, we're going to do it. Whatever it takes, we're going to do it. So we found out what the qualification requirements were. We said in our minds, we are going to Mallorca, and we went to Mallorca. And we worked our brains out to get there. That kind of mentality, if you will put a short-term goal, and another training I've talked about, just having, if you don't have something like that, and we don't have it right now, we do know there's a Hawaii incentive trip. I'm going to talk about that in a second. So you could latch on and do the same thing that Grace and I did from that standpoint. But you can also just say, I'm starting my business and I'm going to go crazy for 90 days. It's called a 90-day blitz or a 90-day plan. And you go hard for 90 days. The expression in the industry is 90 days of pain for a lifetime of gain. And it's really true. It's been proven statistically over and over and over again by leaders and by people who have succeeded in this business and in many businesses that 90 days of massive action, the momentum that it gives you, and the encouragement it also does in your team building is a key. Just like money loves speed, but momentum is built from speed as well. So you envision your goal and you work towards it. So we worked towards that. That was our short-term goal. Our medium-term goal was to qualify for the car bonus. So we found out what it took to get a car bonus, and we said that we would get that car bonus by September. We gave ourselves a deadline. And if a goal without a deadline is not really goal. That's, kind of standard management's practice, but it's very, very true. So you don't just have general goals, you give yourself a deadline. If you give yourself a deadline, the energy you need to achieve that will come into your whole sphere of being. And I may be talking like airy-fairy. This is not airy-fairy. This is more real than real, guys. So do please listen to me with all sincerity. If you put your mindset, if you see in your mind what it is you want to achieve, and you give yourself a date, the energy and the action to achieve that, and the positivity to achieve that, and the energy and the mindset, you will just start to attract. You sow those positive thoughts will come back to you. And I'm not being like whatever, all the different names. It just happens to be the laws of the universe, and it works. This is what the successful people do. So you envision your goal, you give it a deadline, and you work towards it. So we said we're going to make car bonus by end of September. When did we get the car bonus? My car bonus was September. Grace's was in October. We hadn't actually planned that first. Her account came separate. We didn't even really start up her business until July. But she got her car bonus in 3 months. I got my car bonus in 3 months. We qualified for Mallorca in 3 weeks, guys. We had to get 100 packs, and we had to build a team with 1,500 packs in the team. That was the requirement to get to Mallorca. We did it in 3 weeks because we just worked our brains out, but we had already said that we would achieve it, and we had set a date. And so you do the same thing. Use company events, use incentives, and that will draw you to success. And then you use the tools and the systems that we have for you to build, to actually implement what you've already seen in your mind, and you will achieve because you believed it and received it already. Now, this is an example. We talked about this before. This is about knowing your product. And this is an example from somebody who bought packs earlier. This is a snapshot of some packs that were purchased. You can see them here on the 7th of April, and they paid out 140% already. And this is about knowing your product. So let's just pick any one of these. Let's look at this. This was a new purchase on the 8th of April, for example. and it was 21 packs. They paid 0.94 Bitcoin back in April. That was a lot of Bitcoin for 21 packs. Now it takes you less Bitcoin to buy 21 packs. It took 151 days. This is the runtime. So all this information is in your back office, guys. It's under products. So you can see how many days this actually took to reach 140%. And during this period of time, these were all 150 or 151 days to reach what? 140%. This is the magical number we always talk about. So this was the cost of, okay, let's just focus here on this one. So this is the pack. You click on this. Oops, don't want to do that yet. Click on the pack. So these 21 cost 0.9407 Bitcoin. 151 working days later, this had been paid out plus 40%, and 0.94 had become 1.3170 Bitcoin. Guys, this is exactly how a BTC pack works. You absolutely got to understand that this is what you're buying and this is what you're getting. You've got to understand your product. So when you buy a BTC pack, let's look at one where you just buy one. So let's look at the one immediately above it. It's on April the 8th. It's a rebuy. It doesn't matter whether it's rebuy or new. It costs 0.0446 Bitcoin, one package. 151 days later, that 0.446 Bitcoin had 40% added to it over the course of 151 days, paid out 151 times on a daily basis, paid out a total, so 0.04 became 0.0625. This number here is 40% more than this. This is your product. This is how your product works. Now, my packs were bought at the end of April, and probably going to have similar numbers, probably 150, somewhere around this neighborhood. Some of the ones that were bought earlier than this were, I think, less than 140 days. More typically, they're a little bit more than 140 days. Days absolutely do not matter. Stop talking about days. Don't misrepresent the product. Don't misunderstand. And stop talking about dollars and euros. Your product is not in dollars. It's not in euros either. When you buy a BTC package, it is Bitcoin that you're buying. And when you buy one package, you're getting this little bit of Bitcoin. And this little bit of Bitcoin will increase to 40% more than that little bit of Bitcoin when it is paid out 140%. Now, to find out how your business is doing, you can just add up all these little amounts of Bitcoin. You could do that on a spreadsheet. Add up all these amounts of Bitcoin, and you would know that you're going to end up with 40% more once it's paid 140%. And then when you reinvest, you get more and more and more. So your rebuys, not reinvestments, your rebuys are multiplying. And this is really how your product works. Now, I did a video a little bit earlier, a couple of weeks ago, and this was the screenshot. I used my desk scribble to scribble this down, but this is another way of showing it. So remember, it's 140%. It's nothing to do with 140 days. That's not the idea at all. It's plus or minus 1%, and it's 0.75 to 1.25. That's the spread. And it's around 140 working days. But the only relevant thing is this 140%. That's what it shows. So again, what people use as an example, and it's not accurate, they like to use 50 euros becomes 70 euros. But that's not really what happens. As I just showed you, your 50 euros is actually an amount of Bitcoin. So your amount of Bitcoin, 50 euros, would become 0.2, or we saw it was 0.4. Doesn't matter. Whatever is the exchange rate at the time, that's the amount. And then at the end, you'll get 40% more Bitcoin. And that is your contract. That's what you get. A BTC package is a contract to deliver 40% more Bitcoin than you bought on day one. Okay? So what this little bit was illustrating is, let's say a Bitcoin was, you bought $1,000 worth of product, or let's say 1,000 euros to keep it in European currency. and that become a certain number of Bitcoin, Bitcoin X. So over, and this is again is the wrong illustration. So this is why I don't like to explain things this way. But if you were imagining that it was actually occurring just on 140 days, what people keep talking about is fiat currency, dollars, and it's wrong. You're not getting dollars. When you start on day one, you have a certain number of Bitcoin. At the end, you don't have $1,000 plus 40%, which would be $1,400. No, you have 40% more Bitcoin. So at the end of the period, whatever it is, 150 days, 130 days, 140, 128, 135, 155, whatever this number time period is, whenever you get to 140%, it's the amount of Bitcoin you bought in the beginning plus 40% more. So it's that amount of Bitcoin times 40%. That's what your product does, and you gotta get clear about it. You gotta stop training people the wrong way. Too many people, and I'm not saying it's people in our team, because I think we're a pretty well-trained team, but this is also going to be seen by many people on YouTube and elsewhere. We've got to stop in USI Tech. There's way too many people giving the wrong way to explain this. So again, let's imagine you have 100 of something. And again, just using averages. If it was going to run for 140 days, it would run like this. But realize if you bought 100 BTC packages, this is what Grace and I did. We bought 100 BTC packages on day one. On the next day, you would already earn enough to buy one more. Assuming that it's paying around 1%, you'll more or less on the first day already have one, and it will increase on a daily basis. So on that assumption, which is not a promise, just an example, on day one, you'd have 101 BTC packages. And that goes for another 140 days on average. On day two, you'll have 102 packages because you'll be able to buy one more. So that one will continue here. Day three, and eventually you'll have enough that sometime in a sweet spot here, you'll have enough because you're going to have 101, 102, 103, 110, 120 packages. At some point, you're going to be able to buy 2 a day, or you'll be able to buy one day and 2 the next day, and then suddenly at some point you'll be at 2 a day, and then 3 a day, and so forth. So that your packs will continue to grow. And each time you buy a pack, it also is going to run for 140 days. And so each time you buy these packs, you're extending the life of your business. But it's at some point when your first packs finish paying 140%, they're going to stop. But if you've been compounding your number of packs, for example, 100 after 140 days, if you're compounding, will be 283 packs at this point. And if you continue compounding them for a whole year, 100 packs will have become 485 packs mathematically. You can see that with your BTC calculator in your back office. So 100 packs at 1 year will turn out to be 485 packs. And people say, well, what happens to these? Well, every single day you're getting paid from all the packs that you have. So when you have 102, you have 110, you have 120, you're getting paid on 120 packs, 130 packs, 140 packs. At this point, you're getting paid on 283 packs. And then what's going to happen? Your first 100 packs are going to disappear. And you're going to go like, oh my God. And some of you are going to start to experience this. So what's going to happen? At this point, your 283 packs is going to become 183 packs because your first 100 is going to go away. But you're still going to be compounding, and they're still building, and you've got 183 packs that are still building, and they're still compounding. And by the time it's the end of the year, you're going to have 485. So that's mathematically how it works. And you don't have to worry about when the packs fall away because they've already been replaced by more than what you started with. So that's really how your BTC packs work. But again, key thing to realize, you're not earning in dollars or euros, you're earning in Bitcoin, and there's this multiplication thing going on. So the key, of course, is to be rebuying. The more you rebuy, the more you're going to earn. All right, I think enough on that. Our packages are, again, understanding your business. Packages are the future product model. The company has said very clearly, this €50 thing is what is working. It's been a blazing success in the BTC package. It's been a blazing success in the tokens, and will shortly be a blazing success in the Forex. It's why we're no longer selling Forex software. We're going to sell Forex, and I'm holding this up because I got my MetaTrader 4 in here. Software that I can watch. I can watch myself making money on a turnkey basis. But this BTC package has proven to be the model that works. By London, we had $350 million in sales and 300,000 members in 70 countries. That's exploded in 1 month. We're now over 500,000 members in more countries as well. So moving forward, all the new products will be designed around this €50 pack. So we've already looked at what those are, but we leverage these by buying BTC packages in order to multiply our Bitcoin. We buy the Forex packages, which will be available in mid-December, in order to multiply our paper currency. And we purchase the token packages in order to stack the new digital currency being unveiled by USI Tech, the Tech Coin. So we're multiplying Bitcoin, we're multiplying paper currency, and we're stacking this new cryptocurrency, the Tech Coin. That's what we're doing. And we get paid in Bitcoin for all of these Bitcoin, Forex, and Tech Coin packages. So that's the business model. The company's moved out of fiat. It's not paying fiat currency at all anymore. It's only going to pay in Bitcoin. You also need to know your business. You need to know the pay plan. But it's pretty simple. We explained that in the past session. If you were in the business before October 31st, you're qualified in the new pay plan. But know your business. You're qualified for 1 year. Remember, in the old plan, you bought a license. And so you're qualified until that 1 year from when you bought that license. I bought my license in May 2017, so I'm qualified under the old pay plan rules until May 2018, and then I'll have to be qualified again. So if you were qualified under the old one and had 3 directs who had purchased 12 packs or had bought a license, you were qualified in the old plan. If you weren't, then you have to qualify in the new plan. Or if you joined since November 1. So everybody else needs to qualify under the new pay plan. We talked about that in the last session. What's the philosophy behind the pay plan? And that's important for you to understand if you're doing a business. So you're doing a business. This pay plan drives the right behavior. What does it drive? It discourages people from stacking and just putting, their mother, their father, their dog, their sister, their brother, and then they start to build a business. That's not healthy because people don't get paid properly. The right behavior is to encourage 2 things. You want to be growing the business, which means bringing new customers and affiliates into the business, and buying products. So this pay plan incentivizes you to do those 2 things. It has a disincentive to what they call stacking in the industry, which is sometimes a problem with this kind of pay plan, and it's why they disallowed having more than 1 person per household before. Now it doesn't matter, and I'll show you why in just a second. But it'll give you strategic goals to qualify for more income generation, because it now incentivizes you to, if you want to build a team, all right, if I want to get paid to 2 or 3 levels, I need 3 people and they need to each buy 12 packs. So maybe I want to tell my prospects that my expectation is if you join my team, you should buy at least 12 packs. Now, that's not a mandatory requirement, but it's just an expectation. You might recommend, $1,000 or €1,000. Some people recommend buying 25 packs, 1,500, that's 1,500 euros, I guess. Different people approach it differently, but talk again about leadership. One thing to remember in terms of pay plans also, people will tend to do what you have done. And that's the essence of leadership. If you want people to buy 12 to 25 packs, what do you need to do? Buy 12 to 25 packs. Will someone buy, $20,000 worth of Bitcoin products from you if you've not bought any? Probably not. What have you sown? You've sown nothing. What are you going to reap? Well, you figure out the chances. But the pay plan gives you strategic goals for generating things. It's really simple, and people who are business builders, who build at least 12 people who have 12 to get 12, which is our little mantra, our saying, then they benefit from this dynamic compression. And I'll explain what that means in just a second here. So again, this is an overview of the new pay plan. Remember, no qualifications at all on the first level, but this shows you very clearly what you need to have if you want to qualify to greater levels. So levels 2 and 3, you need to have personally recruited 3 people who have 12 packs minimum. If you want to be paid to 4 levels, you need 4. 5 to get 5, 6 to get 6. You get the idea, down to 12. So if you want to max out the pay plan, you need 12 people who have bought 12 packs. Pretty simple. This is another visualization of it, just as different people react to different pictures, so I've done it differently. 10%, you're always qualified. Everybody that you recruit, whether they buy 12 or not, they buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 25, 1,000, whatever they buy, you're going to get 10% of that. You also get 10% on all repurchasing that they do. So, and there's no reason that, this is the other thing you need to understand, why this business is so powerful. There's no reason for anybody ever to stop. If they're earning this kind of money and they're able to grow their money and get a turnkey residual income, why would they stop that? Unless there's some emergency that happens in their family and they have to take out all their money. And that's very unfortunate, but it's not going to happen to most people. Most people are going to stay in and continue to buy. And so, whereas in some companies, if it's a weight loss product or something else, there's kind of a shelf life to it. There's no shelf life to these products. Nobody is going to want to stop making money. It's just the greatest kind of product that you can have because it's making you money, and everybody's making money, regardless of how many they buy. But you want to get 3 people who buy 12 if you want to get paid to this kind of system. Now, if you want to, and as we showed you before, if you want to unlock levels 4 through 12, then you need to recruit more people. 4 people who buy 12 will get you 4th level. 5 who get 12, the 5th level. 6 to get 12, the 6th level. You get the idea. So basically, there's this to unlock the first 3 levels. You need 3. After that, it's just add 1 per level. And notice that this is 35% over 12 levels. Okay, I think that's enough on that. This is also including the compensation plan on the tokens. So there were some questions about this in the earlier session. This is in your back office, so you can unplug this, look into this. You should know your back office as part of being a business person. But this is the pay plan for the BTC packs and also the token bonuses. This says BTC package commissions. It actually should say BTC and token packages. And shortly, it should say BTC, Forex, and token packages, because this is the basic comp plan paying 35%. As we talked about in the last session, if you were there, for the tokens, if you buy the larger token packages, there's additional compensation paid, not for the silver, but for the gold, ruby, emerald, and diamond token packages. If you buy those, you actually get additional compensation only for tokens, not for BTC packages, not for Forex packages, but for tokens. So if you buy the gold package, instead of 10% and a total of 35%, you get 10.5% and a total of 36.75%. If you buy the ruby package, and guys, this is a good reason to maybe save up your money and buy one of these packages. If you buy the ruby packages, instead of 10%, you get 12% and a total of 42% instead of 35%. Emerald, instead of 10%, you get 14% on token purchases from your direct referrals and 48% instead of 35%. And guys, this is one reason why Grace and I both bought diamond packages, because the advantages in a diamond are you get a heck of a lot of tokens, you got a heck of a lot of upside if the tokens go well, but also in the meantime, you earn outstanding commissions on purchases within your team. So instead of 10%, you get 18%. And look at the difference down here. Instead of 35%, you get 60% on 12 levels. Now, if you've got a reasonably good sized organization growing, forget about the tokens. This could pay for itself just in the compensation plan. Over the course of time, or quickly, depending on the size of your group and how many people are buying. But this is a strong incentive. And this is in your back office. It also shows what we showed you in the pictures. So to get your 4th level, you need 4 personally referred. 10th level, 12th level, you 12 personally referred to get with 12 active packages. Oh, by the way, active packages. So the people have to maintain 12. Now, you don't need to worry about that for 6 or 7 months because it's going to take 6 or 7 months for those packages. But just be aware, watch, because you're not qualified eternally. If you've only got 3 people and one of them has a family disaster and withdraws all their packs and money and doesn't repurchase, at the end of 7 months, you're going to need to replace that person with someone who does have 12 packs, or you're no longer going to be qualified. It's not something you have to be all freaking out and worried about on day 1, but you do have to watch it over the course of time. So if you want to be qualified for 12, just watch your back office, watch your team, and make sure that you've got at least 12 people who are buying 12. 12 is not a lot of purchases. Grace and I, our direct referrals on average buy more than 12. And that's the people who buy nothing or only a few, and the people who buy a lot. But our average is more than 12. And we have a lot of people who have bought more than 12. So over the course of time, you can do that as well. Now, here's the other thing that I think, as I mentioned before, if you're doing a business, wrap your mind around and look toward the incentives that are part of the company. And we have in US iTech this car incentive. It's a really nice incentive. I'll show you, I can show you our back office and show you that we just got paid our car bonus. And by the way, both Grace and I, as of yesterday, December 1st, have both qualified for this second bonus, the double car bonus. So we've maxed out the comp plan now. This is the biggest incentive that there is in the company, the biggest additional bonuses in the company so far, and we just got it as of yesterday. But the first one you should set your aim on. Any of you that are seriously team building, set your mind to do this over a certain period of time. So you need 2,000 BTC packages, and that will pay you a car bonus of €1,000 a month. Last time I checked, €1,000 was about $940. I just rounded up and talk about it as $1,000, but it's €800 a month. And the €800 is paid to you in Bitcoin into your back office on the 1st of each month if you have qualified the preceding month. At least half of these BTC packages have to come from packs that you have purchased using commissions. So this bonus, I heard a training earlier this week from somebody who should know better who said, when you get to 2,000 BTC packages, you'll get a car bonus. Wrong. Terms and conditions apply, and I don't know why someone keeps training like that. It's wrong, and they should know better. At least half of those packages have to be purchased from commissions, and that person was inferring that you could just buy 2,000 BTC packages and get it. It's just wrong. So don't be teaching wrong. Don't get the wrong idea. You need, if you're getting earnings from your team, you need to use those commissions to buy your BTC packages. And do that as a priority. Grace and I took 100% of our commissions and put that back into packs. That's the fastest way. If you've got a team building and you've got commissions, that's the fastest way to get it. And honestly, most people who are getting the car bonus, and I don't know how many it was, as of the Mallorca event that we went to, only 30 people, that included myself at the time, had qualified for the car bonus. Now more people have qualified, so I think it's probably closer to 50, but it's still not a large number of people. So, but a lot of people, it's going to start popping a lot because a lot more people have been joining and the teams have been building and so forth. So it's firing up. Mike Klingler, who we talked about before, he was in what, 7 weeks? He got this car bonus in 7 weeks. That's a record in US iTech, one of our team members. So It can be done pretty fast. Took me 3 months. It took Mike 7 weeks. Does it matter how long it takes you? Yes and no. You should set a date, as I've said before, set a date for when you want to get this. But, if it takes you a year, just ask yourself, what would, on top of the money you make from PACs and on top of the money you make from commissions, how would $1,000 a month look in your household? Would that help your household? How would 800 euros a month look in your household? Well, it's a nice boost, and it's there for you to do the right things. This incentivizes you further to build your business. And you get 2,000 PACs, which is a great thing. You're making money off the PACs, and you've got obviously enough team built to where you've had at least 1,000 of those PACs from commissions, meaning you got a pretty good sized team. And so you're going to have 2,000 PACs. You're going to have an income stream from commissions, and you're going to have 800 euros a month, $1,000 a month. That is a business, guys. That's a very serious business. Forget about what Grace and I have done. That's a really nice, serious business. I mean, I'd love for a lot of you guys to say, I'm going to be our car bonus USI Tech member. That's a real serious business. That's freedom for most people. That's serious freedom for most people. And I want you guys to get that. This is what I'm talking about. You make the company incentives, and the company has thought very carefully about why this is important. This is important because it'll make you have a fabulous business that is supercharged, generating money in every way that you can. And then bonuses on top of that, plus all the incentive programs and so forth that the company will be giving you. So, I mean, that's crazy. Now, if you want to really be crazy, follow Grace and I and be a double car bonus people. Because we've each got 7,000 BTC packages, so we blew past the 5,000. We're earning money on our PACs. We got a revenue stream from commissions, and we're getting 1,600 euros. We got that yesterday in our back office. 1,600 euros paid in Bitcoin, each of us. So in our family, we got 3,200, and this is not an earning claim. It's just I'm just reporting to you what the compensation plan did, and this is our personal example. It's not an earning claim, but yesterday, and I can show it to you if you'd like, we got each got 1,600 euros worth of Bitcoin paid into our back office. Pretty darn sweet, December 1. Thank you very much. Company incentives. The next one is in Hawaii. Maybe, actually. We just learned from Mike Kiefer why they haven't announced the details. The next one is planned for Hawaii, and then the travel agency or whatever, I forget their name, the agency that's doing this, they want to take 200 people to this incentive trip. So it's for 200. When they tried to book it in Hawaii for the last 2 weeks of April, as was secretly planned, I told you guys about that before, they found they couldn't find a hotel that was big enough to book it. So they're looking now to move it to June, because what they forgot about during that time period is Easter. So Hawaii is very busy during Easter. So they're looking to either make it in Hawaii the last sometime in June, or they're going to keep it in April, and they'll move it either to probably Cancun, Mexico, or somewhere in their Caribbean. But it's designed to be, instead of a European event this time, kind of a North American or Asian event, to give people in the North American, Latin American, and Asian context a little bit easier ability to get to this incentive event. So again, if you're following what my crazy mindset and Grace's crazy mindset has been, you will say, we will be in Hawaii, or we will be in Cancun, or in the Caribbean. We will be there. And whatever it takes to qualify, we'll do it. So that should be your mindset. And then your business will explode, because you're telling yourself what you're going to do, and then everything in you makes it happen. That's really powerful. Guys, what I've just told you, that's really powerful. So how are you going to max out the compensation plan? Sponsor 12 people who, and this is like maxing it out, like Grace and I have done. Sponsor 12 people who purchase and maintain 12 PACs. That will give you 35% over 12 levels with dynamic compression for all products, all right? Second thing, to max out the comp plan. Purchase the diamond token package. That will give you 60.2% on token sales instead of 35%. If you can't afford it, cool. Buy another package just to get a higher compensation. I'm talking about how to max things out, guys. I'm not saying you have to invest 50,000 euros in US high tech or you're a dumb person. Don't say James said that. Just talking about what do you do to max it out. And then qualify for the car bonus, meaning 2,000 BTC packages, which are with at least 1,000 of them purchased from commissions. If you want to really, really max it out, then go for this double car bonus, which is 5,000 BTC packages with at least 2,500 bought from commissions. So that's. I sometimes get this question, people, and it typically comes from like the experienced network marketers. They come in, all right, tell me what it takes to max out the compensation plan. I'm a Mr. Big Network Marketer, so what do I do to max it out? So here's the answer. Sorry, I'm not making fun of law experience, but a lot of them tend to be kind of, yeah, never mind. Okay, I got to stop trying to be funny. Dynamic compression. I'm going to get myself in trouble. US iTech pays out all commissions on all 12 levels. It searches for 12 qualified members. So remember our presentation last time, I showed you the example that it actually paid to 15 levels. That's that dynamic compression. So really important that you understand that. All right, big picture here, guys. In US iTech, you want to know how to build a business. We have this huge competitive advantage. We are the largest cryptocurrency direct selling sales company out in the market. The owners are really real. You can meet them. You can look them in the eye. If you've been to Seattle, to Dallas, to London, to any of these meetings where they are, you can shake their hand, get a photo with them, talk to them, sit on the bus like I did and talk about mining with Horst Jika, go on a boat cruise with Mike Kiefer and talk with him, about our mining operations and the comp plan and how to market and whatever. I mean, they're just real people. Grace and I sat next to Horst Jika on his birthday party in Mallorca on a Saturday night in the club with him and his wife and just everybody. And, then you've got all the life-changing success stories. It's just so real. And I'm going to show you in a second, also on the blockchain. We're going to be on the blockchain within the next 2 weeks. They're just recoding the mining that we're purchasing our equipment from. That's being recoded and boom, pop. I hope you saw the video I did like 2 or 3 days ago about the blockchain, but I'll show it to you in just a second. But the bar has been raised by US iTech. We were told, encouraged, and admonished to become outstanding. And so you can create your financial future in the next 2 years. Darn it, Grace and I have done it in 6 months. People are doing it in shorter times than we've done it, but we've created a life-changing, what we've got already in our hand is amazing. You can do it too. And it doesn't matter how long it takes you. You figure out what you want to do, what are your goals and your aims and your dreams, and let that build and ruminate inside of you and make it happen. And it can happen. It might be 6 months, it might be a year, it might be 2 years. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, if it set you free, is it worth it? Is it worth it to work hard? Is it worth it to have 90 days of pain for a lifetime of gain? Is it worth it? Would it be worth it if you started now and you mixed, maybe you're a basketball fan. Maybe you're crazy about your college basketball team and your whole life revolves around March Madness. And the US iTech contest runs through March 31st. Would it be worth it for you if you missed in your whole life one college basketball season and didn't go through March Madness, and your March Madness was crazy qualifying to go to Hawaii with everybody at the end of April? Would it be worth it? It totally would be worth it. So, you guys, you got to start thinking that way. And that's, again, I keep talking a lot about mindset, but this is, if you will go hard, strong, filled with belief and faith, you can make it happen and make your dreams. You can be free. I mean, you really can be free. I've been talking about our numbers. This is Grace and my progress, and I updated this today. This is just wacko crazy. This is Grace and I toasting each other in Mallorca over a glass of wine. We pinched ourselves and just realized where we were. This is me talking to Horst Jika about mining, and that's why we're both looking so very serious. This is Horst giving me my reward in London for our success and our team. This is Mike Kiefer, again in Mallorca, just kind of hanging out. This is Ralph Gold, again, just having a glass of wine at the opening reception. But, I mean, the numbers are just off the charts. Our team has grown to 21,360 as of about 3 hours or 4 hours ago. Grace has more personally sponsored people than me. We're mostly just building under her right now because her position is underneath me. So whenever people join under her, it also benefits me. So that's kind of how we're prioritizing now. So, but I still do. Yeah, I'm actually not too much direct recruiting anymore, but we do for some reason find people that somehow find my link still. But mostly we're going to be building under Grace because that's financially smart. But we've got 1,358 people in total. I think I said 1,400 earlier on that. That's wrong, 1,358. I was thinking I also had 700. I don't have 700. It's Grace that had 700. I was confused with the packs. So, but packs, I've actually got a little bit more packs than her, 7,400, and she's got 7,200. 14,642 packs. I mean, that's just insane numbers. And it's all come from rebuying for 6 months. So we started with 100, told you that before. We bought another 500. So we put in 30,000 euros of our own money, sort of maybe $38,000 of our own money. And so that's multiplied, but it's also been commissions. And then, everything that's multiplied from packs. And the more you start with, money loves speed. I keep saying that again and again and again. But the faster you start the multiplication to happen, the more multiplication happens. It's actually exponential. So the more you can get, the quicker you get to 25 to 50, then 100 is magic. 300 is another magic number. 500 is another magic number. About 650 is another magic number. 1,000 is a big magic number. Then things really start to move fast when you go over 1,000. And you get your car bonus when you get over 2,000 or 2,000 plus, and things really start to go. And I mean, the packs are just flying off the page at the rate that we're at. I mean, packs are just appearing out of, I don't want to make earning representations, not trying to do that, but I'm just, it's really fast moving. And this is crypto that's growing in value also. UTC comes in, so I've got a diamond package. Grace actually has a diamond and a ruby package. And, we might be buying more of these. And then we're now both in the double car bonus. So because we're both over 5,000 packs, we've qualified as of yesterday. So I've been getting the car bonus, the lower level car bonus in September, 2 of those. Grace got 1 of those, but we're now in double car bonus territory, 2 of us. So I mean, we've maxed it out. We're now repurchasing at 75%. We're taking out all of our commissions, and we're taking out 25% of our earnings. And the 75% just maintains this number. So this number right here, this number of packs, this will not go down because we're set it at 75% rebuy. So it's actually growing a little bit because the magic number is 72%. I just set it at 75, and we still have packs that we're earning. But that's the set it and forget it business model, guys. You get it to whatever level you want. For us, we set kind of 7,000 was about what we wanted to have it at for our income expectations, and now we set it and forget it. Now we'll buy Forex packages to do the same, and those will earn even more quickly. So we'll have a further boost. Instead of taking some money out, we'll reinvest and buy Forex packs. So, and this is a high scale business model. This is kind of high end. Some of you guys are just going, oh my God, unbelievable. But if this freaks you out, divide by 10 or even divided by 100. Maybe divide by 10 would be 700. That would be a lot to some of you. Maybe for some of you, you're just thinking, wow, if I could get 1%, maybe you look at this number. If I could get 150 packs, it would change my life. For some of you, that's true. Don't let these big numbers dissuade you or deviate you from what you need to set you free. Because what sets you free is different than the next person. So figure it out for yourself, but make a plan to set yourself free. All right, team building. Just going to revert back quickly, and then we'll take some questions. Team building, a couple of keys, and these were Mike Klingler's 2 keys. Remember, systems and leadership. And systems is, all of our lead generation systems, all of our follow-up systems, all that sort of thing, and leadership. And leadership is, again, comes back to mindset, but it's also the example that you set. So it's not just what you think, but it's also what you do. And you lead by example. So if you want people to buy packs, you got to be buying packs. If you want people to show up at webinars, you got to show up at webinars. Leaders also go to events. Ray Higdon, he's one of the top trainers in the world. He's one of our 5 millionaire mentors. He says always he has interviewed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of network marketing leaders. He has never met not one single one who was successful without going to company events. And so if you want to be successful, put on your calendar 2 things. You got to be in Hawaii and you got to be in the next annual meeting of the company. And you should be at some regional event around you. I mean, if you want to be a real leader in the company, with a big team, your team has to see that you're plugged in and you're part of the system and you go to events. What it is, there's some psychology behind it, but it's how you go and identify with the company. It's how you learn the latest information. You also become friends. So your circle, the 5 people you hang out with, and you meet with our upline leaders. We have amazing upline leaders in USI Tech as well. Real mega leaders, so wonderful people. And you become friends with all the leaders in the company if you go to events like this. And success feeds on itself. So you learn from those people. You're constantly learning. That's the other thing leadership does. Leaders constantly learn. And then you teach. You learn, then you teach. And that's what a leader does. So again, I'm going to be giving this out. So I just wanted to encourage people to get back to whoever shared it. Obviously, I'm the one sharing it with you now, so you can get back to me right now. So let's take some questions. But those were my thoughts. This is not, as I said, a fairly high-level training, not intended to be comprehensive. And there's some other things that we could look at. I can go into the back office and show you some things. So I was thinking of doing that. Let me answer a couple of questions. And if there are 183 packs after 140 days, after 100 fall away, isn't that more than 140%? Pete, let's go back into the back office and we can play around with a calculator to answer that. I think I can show you that. And they should now add a house bonus. Okay. That's a good one. Good. I like that idea, Rafiki. Let's have a house bonus. I think that would be a great next target. That would be brilliant, actually. House bonus. A couple of house bonuses. Yeah, I'm going to need a bigger garage. You're right. All right, where are we going to now? Oh, Azlak was commenting about videos. One shoot. Yeah, sign up link now, but basically do one shot. Yeah. Can you sign up for my emails? Yeah, so David, I don't know if you were invited personally by Grace and I or from somebody else. Our emails, yeah, you can get them. Yeah, you can get on. I mean, if we invited you here, you can certainly get on our email. You would be already probably on our email list, but if you were invited by us, happy to make sure that you're on that list. I can give you a link that you could opt in. Basically, if you opt into any of our automated funnels, you get all of our emails. Let's see, for those of you using an iPhone or a Mac, do you just use the video and audio editing software available or somewhere else? So I use, I've got a Mac. I use a software called ScreenFlow. That's the one I use. But I do that, but I don't do any editing. You can, and you can add captions. There's all kinds of techie stuff. So if you're smarter than me and you can do that, more power to you. I'm just taking action. I don't edit at all. If I don't like it, I delete it and do it again. I mean, I'm just that's me. I'm just kind of fast and furious. And on the phone, I know there are some things, but like I've got my iPhone. I just click on video and go for it and do a video, and then I upload it. Either directly from my phone or I upload it onto my computer and put it onto YouTube. I mean, I keep it really simple. I don't make it very complicated. Now I have bought, like a couple of things, some lighting, like I've got some lighting here now, a few things because I do so many videos and I should be a little bit more professional, but you don't need hardly anything. I've got a couple of, selfie stands. I've got, what else have I got? I can do some videos. I bought a little, video stand like this, so you can, you can put the phone on there and do videos. But yeah, don't make it complicated, guys. Just keep it simple. I mean, you can do videos just by talking to your phone. Just talk to your phone. That's all you need. Start small. The key thing is to start. Aslak is answering Rick. So he uses a webcam and a phone. He uploads on the computer because you get better control with the YouTube upload from a computer than a phone. That's true. On Windows, he uses Windows Movie Maker to add his link in the video. Yeah, so Aslak's a little bit more technical than me, obviously. I'm just going for it, but I'm just taking massive action. Okay, I think let me see about the back office here. See if I'm logged in. I want to show you some things in the back office. And again, not from an earning representation standpoint. All right, let's do that. Let's see, Zoom. I'm going to share the screen again, guys. All right, where is it here? That's it. Okay. All right, can you see into the back office here? And again, this is on the theme of knowing your business, guys. Yes, okay. All right, so inside of here, you can see you got your dashboard. I'm not going to go to my dashboard because you could see all my earnings and so forth. And we may go there because this is a training video, and I'm not showing anybody here anything for purposes of making an earning representation or making any incentive. These results are not typical. These are the results of massive action, the usual caveats. So when we go in here, this is for training. I'm not doing any incentives or anything else. In the dashboard, there's a lot of information. We can try to explore some of that. I may try to cover that up if I can be smart enough about it. I'm not very technical, so I don't know how I can do some of that. But in here, under package status, you can look and see your packages. So if you click on that, you get the page that I'm on. And that's where we are right now. So these are the most recent packs that we bought. That just refreshed itself, as you saw. So this is live. It's not fake. I repurchased today, I guess, and I repurchased 116. So that you can see at my level when I'm repurchasing. This is some, like the last time. Oh, I bought these for somebody else. Yeah, it looks like I bought these from somebody else. But let's go back. Let's go back a long time to when these were new packages, because these are the most recent ones. So I'm going to go down to 200. and I'll show you. Let's go back to the very beginning. I did a video on this one. So this is May 25th. This is Grace and I launched this business on May the 28th, as we often remind everybody. And that was when we had 100 packs. We actually got those 100 packs in 5 purchases. So I bought 2 packs originally to test it. I liked what I saw. After a week, we bought 50, and that's the packs that I'll show you a little bit in just a second. And then we topped it up to 100 because I wanted to start the business at 100. So once we had 100 on May the 28th, that's the total of this. 48 and 52 is 100, right? So we started with 100 packs. That's when we launched our business on May the 28th. And a couple of you on here joined that very same day because it was a webinar. That's how we started. Now, but let's look inside this purchase of 50. Interesting number, because 50 packs cost exactly 1 Bitcoin, 1.0042. There's a 3% mining fee. And you can see that the total payout so far, since May the 25th, it's now December 2nd, the total payout from so this is what we bought with 50 packages. We purchased 1 Bitcoin with 50 packages would be 50 times 50 would be 2,500 euros, right? 50 times 50. So this was 2,500 euros, bought 1 Bitcoin worth of packages. We have 3% mining fee. And so far, it's not finished. I'll show you that in a second. So far, this 1 Bitcoin has become 1.2546. And since May 25th, every working day, Monday through Friday, we've been paid part of this 1.25. So you can see it on a daily basis. So look here. You can do this in your own back office. This is why you need to know your business. Click on daily payout, and you'll see exactly what you've been paid every single day. So let's go back to the beginning. Scrolling all the way back. Now we're back. We bought it on May 25th. The next day we started to earn money. All right, so on May the 26th was our first day. We earned 0.89%, and we got a little bit of Bitcoin. So we already got this much Bitcoin. It was paid back to us. Now, I don't think we did any repurchasing because it took a little while to rebuy, but we might have done a rebuy. I'll look at that in a second. And then the next day, so this was the earnings from Thursday. It was paid on Friday. On Saturday, this is our earnings from Friday. It's paid on Saturday. So you can see it was 0.89 and then 0.97. So this is real stuff every single day. This is your actual earnings. This is a real business. It's not some fake 1% a day. It's real. So sometimes it's lower, 0.7. Sometimes it's higher, 1.05. Sometimes it's different numbers. But every single day you're getting between 0.75 and 1.25% of the Bitcoin that you bought. So remember, I bought basically 50 packs, was exactly 1 Bitcoin almost. So I got 0.0893 on one day. Well, you track it upwards, and you can see it's growing, growing, growing. Let's look at, like 1 week. So the following week is these 5 days, right? Tuesday through Saturday, you're getting paid Monday through Friday, and you get paid the next day. After the day finishes, you're paid what you earned the day before. So it was from 0.76 up to 0.97. That week was a little bit lower. That's in June. You get some weeks where it's higher. Let's look at another week where it starts. July was really good. So let's look at, you can see we're starting to see more 1% where it's over 1%. Here's maybe 1 week just to take a look at. So again, this week we had 2 that are over 1%, one that's about 0.95, and a couple below. Real results, but every day you're getting paid Bitcoin. This is every little day. It's happening every single day. This is how you know your business. Just go in here and look. Now into August. Okay, there's one day. People, do you get paid every day? Yeah, you get paid every day. There's one day in the whole 6 months, the whole year, USI Tech has been in existence when we didn't get paid. And that was after the fork. The whole internet shut down on August 1st. So on August 2nd, nobody got paid. That's the only time nobody got paid. You can't find anybody who never got paid in USI Tech. Every single day you've been paid. So that's another strong thing about the company. But, that's a nice little factoid. And, percentages, here's another, pretty strong week. So some of these weeks you're over 1%. Some of the weeks you're under 1%. And as I said, on average, you can see all these. And recently, I don't need to beat this horse to death. We just finished a week, right? So this week, a little bit below 1%, probably actually closer to 0.9s. This one's been a little bit slower week this week. Week before. So, again, all these weeks different. And, I don't complain about that because this is real. It's not, I like the fact that it varies and that it's real. So I'd rather have a real business that paid me over 150 days than a fake business that paid me over 140 days. So I love the way this works rather than the other way around. But guys, that's how this is how that actually works. And if you can go in, you can see this in your own back office how it works. But I think it's instructive to see how someone who's been watching it for 6 months. So look at the same fact. We're working towards 140%, but we're now at 125%, 124.92. So we got 15% left, and then these packs will be done. So then these packs will just stop earning. But people freak out like, no, what happened? What happened to my pack? It's gone. I'm not earning any money. No, you've earned. I've already earned on this every day for 136 days. Right? And this very first pack that I bought, look at, it's already earned for 140 days, but it's not finished. It's at 130%. So it's got 10 more percent that it's going to earn. And when it's earned that 10 more percent, it'll be done. And it'll probably be 150, 151 days. Do I care? I don't care at all. If it was 1,000 days, I probably would care. But it's pretty close to 1%. It's making good money. I love real. I hate fake. I love that it's transparent, that I can look at everything. So know your business, guys. This is a big one. A couple other things. Rebuy. You want to rebuy? You just click on rebuy. It's in the Bitcoin thing in here. Like I could rebuy right now. If you want, I can rebuy. Does anybody need to be shown how to rebuy, or does everybody know how to do that? I'll rebuy. I'll do one for you just to show you an example. So we'll rebuy one pack. I want to withdraw this because, actually, I'll show you why in a second. But you want to rebuy, you just click that you agreed and you purchase it. And it's done. It's that fast. It's just so simple to rebuy. And if I wanted, I could click on rebuy again. I have more money in there still, so I could rebuy more. I actually want to withdraw this money, so I rebought just to show you because I'm now withdrawing. So let me show you rebuy setup. And this is now working live. So as I told you before, I've set my automatic rebuy percentage now at 75%. Now, until we reached our maximum, I had 100% there. And I had rebuy, I was including all my commissions. Why? Because I wanted to get my car bonus qualifications. So I had all my commissions being repurchased, and I had 100% rebuy so I could max out the compensation plan and get the double car bonus. So that's what I was doing. We did that for 6 months. Just buy. The only time we took out any money is if somebody in our team didn't have Bitcoin and they wanted us to help them buy packs. And I can show you how to do that. But that's another thing. So you set that, and if you set it at 100, your packs will multiply faster. Now, if you are a nervous person, maybe you set it at 90%, but your dreams will happen slower if you set it at 90%. If you take out your commissions, you can't qualify for your car bonus. So, the common advice out in the industry is you got to get your seed capital out and then get your seed capital out. You can get your seed capital out, and that will take you about 3.5 months, 100 days. But you will lose massive amounts of momentum building your business. Now, it's a personal decision. I can't give you any advice on that if that's your mantra. But it's really a question, do you trust US iTech to pay you back, or are you willing to wait like Grace and I have done and wait until you've got your packs up to the level that you want? And then when you have your packs at a higher level, you can take out your seed money and your profits at a faster rate than you could by doing it at a small incremental level. But you might say you want to do it at 90% or 85%. It's hard for you to build if you do much lower than that. I mean, if you set it at 75%, or you set it, I see people training, they're just so wrong. Let me just write it in here. Some people say, well, just set it at 70%. Well, no, you can't even maintain your current packs if you take out 70%, because we know the number is 72% to maintain what you've got. So that's absolutely wrong. Don't believe people who are training you like that. That's wrong. The absolute pure number is 72%. That will maintain whatever packs you've got. I'm just doing 75% because I like round numbers. And I'm going to take out my commissions now because I'm qualified for the car bonus. And now I will have to watch car bonus eventually because I need to maintain packs from commissions. So if I leave this number like this forever, eventually I'll have a problem because I won't have enough packs that have come from commissions. But for right now, I'm doing it like this. I'll probably do it like this for 2 months, and then I'll come back and look at it again. And what I might do at that point would be shift. Maybe I'd take out 25% rebuy, and then have my commissions buy packs, and I could save that setting, and that would keep me freshly qualified for the car bonus. So I already thought through that. I'm a business person. You got to be a business person. Think about how you stay qualified in the future. And I'm talking, for those of you that build big, but I'm teaching you what I've already figured out in terms of how to build big. This is the master plan for how to keep this sucker going in the long term and how to keep you qualified for everything. So that's going to be good, but I'm going to now let you see my current settings. Those are my current settings, 75%, and I'm going to take out 25%, and I'm going to take out all my commissions, and I'm going to take out my car bonus. Thank you very much. Car bonus. Those are our 3 car bonuses. This is my car bonus from September. Now, because the Bitcoin in relation to the euro has changed, actually my double car bonus is almost the same as my single car bonus from September. Kind of funny. But the value is much bigger because the Bitcoin is twice as much. But it was 800 euros. This was 800 euros on October the 1st, paid for the month of September. It was paid 0.1818. Same thing for the month of November. This time it was 0.1538. Car bonus for October. And now you see the double car bonus. It says Beach 5,000. That's double car bonus. And that car bonus, again, was paid yesterday morning, bright and early, put a smile on my face, 0.1902. And you figure it out at yesterday's exchange rate to the euro. That was 1,600 euros. So that's how the car bonus works, guys. Okay, there's back office. I'm going to skip quickly. We'll go down past here. You can watch in your back office and see the car bonus. It will also show you, here it shows you that I've got 2 car bonuses and one of the big ones. You click on those, it'll show you, I think, the same information that we saw before. Yeah. And then you can click on the car bonus program details. And this is where it talks about the car bonus. So you got the car bonus, and it explains the details in here. So 2,000, and then it explains it cannot be achieved from personal purchases. It has to be at least 50% from rebuy made from commissions, thus at least 1,000 or 2,500 must have been purchased from unit-level commissions from direct and indirect partners. So I'm not smoking here, guys. This is the rules, how it's done. So I have the personal experience. And you don't have to buy a car. It is paid out just in cash. You can be used for an existing vehicle or actually no vehicle at all. What else did we want to see back here? Okay, tokens. You can see where your tokens are. You can also see, I hope you all know that when you buy packs, that every time you buy a pack, you get a token. So that's a little incentive. You can see whatever tokens you bought in packages. So this shows my diamond package. You can view that, but also it shows how many free tokens. So since November the 1st, this is an astonishing number. I didn't realize that, but in going crazy to get the double car bonus, I bought 3,641 packs since November the 1st. Pretty wacko. And this shows, so my tokens, it shows all the packages, and you can see we're now at 63 million tokens. You can track the number there. There's this bar, this barometer. So that's how many are available. You can see how many tokens have been sold, and this is how many people have bought tokens. So you can see the average, 18,000 people have bought tokens, and they bought 62 million tokens. So you can see the average number, and the average number is basically people are a little bit under buying a gold package. That's the average. So again, know your numbers, know what's going on in the business, have an idea. That's being professional, figuring this stuff out. And you can see all this. So I've got one of these. Grace, as I said, has one diamond package. And when we first got started, when it first was announced, we didn't have enough money to buy a diamond, 2 diamonds. So we bought a diamond, and Grace got a ruby, so she'd start to make, more compensation on the purchases quickly happening. And then we added a diamond to hers. So that's what we've been doing in our business. And you can see the free tokens are also charted out in here. So every time you buy a BTC pack, you get a token, right? So it's a matching thing. So just know your back office, guys. There's a lot of great information in here. I'm not going to go into the organization because that has personal information in there. So I'm not going to show you that. You can show the wallet, the car bonus, all the accounts. The BTC package calculator, that's something some people wanted to see. So let's do a little pretend here, guys. So let's go back to when Grace and I started. We started with 100 packages, and should we assume 90%, or let's assume 1% per day, and then let's put in 100% rebuy and see what happens. So let's look at that, because that was one of the questions. So I think this is working right. It was actually had a little problem. Let's see if it was working right. 100 packages. So on the working day 1, your 100 packages. This is what I was showing you before, the power of compounding. And you can do this yourself in your back office. So on day 1, you've got 101 packages because you've been able to rebuy 1. Why? Because you got enough money to buy a new package. Day 2, you got another one. Day 3, you got another one. Day 4, you got another one. So now you're building with 105 packages, 106, and it's just starting to grow, right? So we're going to follow that along. It just continues one every day. And look, by day 15, you've actually earned enough to where you can rebuy 2 packages a day from your earnings. So already after 15 days, you're adding 2 packages. And it goes along, and then all of a sudden you start to see 2 more often. At day 21, you can get 2. And then day 25, you can get another 2. And you see the 2s starting to come more quickly. So you're starting to see the multiplication. It's getting exciting. You look at all the 2s starting to appear now. 31, 34. Every 3 days you're getting 2. Now every 2 days you're getting 2. Wow, you're excited. You're doing a new email update. You're doing a video, sharing your excitement with your team. Oh my goodness, it's building. It's getting faster. I'm so excited. And you are excited. I'm excited. And then day 49, you get 2 that day, and then you're still down to 1. Oh, today was a disappointment because I only got 1 pack, but I made money. Yippee. That's your daily update. Then by day 55, almost by the end of 2 months, you're getting 2 every single day. But look at your packs, 176. Yeah, 100. It's growing. It's growing fast now. And Oh, wait, we started to see it. There's our first, I think this is our first three on day 80, 3 packs a day. And then you're starting to see threes. It's consistent twos, and here you get threes. So you're no longer looking at ones. You're looking at twos and threes. Day 100, let's take a look at that. 269 packs already. And you're 2 a day, 3 a day. Basically, every 3 days, you're getting 3 twice and 2 once after 100 days. Now let's take it out to 140 days so we answer the question. So the question was, what's happened there? And this is showing more than I expected it to see. So I don't know if this is because of the current value of Bitcoin. So we'll have to check that. But it's showing 401 packs on day, and then the next day. So you're earning 4 packs, but your original 100 are going to fall away here. So you go from 401 down to 305 because the first 100 die, but you've replaced them with a whole bunch more because of the power of compounding. So it's the compounding on the compounding on the compounding on the compounding. What we don't often figure is the compounding on the compounding on the compounding. We do a little bit too simple compounding, and I think if this is accurate, and I can't guarantee that this is 100% accurate yet, but it's trying to give us an idea of the compounding effect. Whether this is 100% accurate, I can't say. This is just for illustration purposes, and there's a lot of caveats on this. This is not a guarantee. Why? Because it's assuming 1% a day, et cetera, right? But let's take it forward. Because also, I mean, at day 140, you're also getting 4 a day, some threes, and look, it continues to build. So this becomes exciting. No, it's 180 working days. That would have been 6 months, but it's working days. You're back up to almost 400 packs. So you're 183 days, you're back to the 400 packs you hit before your first ones died away. And now what's happening is your first pack purchase has gone away, but you've replaced it, and you're basically on a normal cycle where every day some are dying and some are starting again, and more are starting again than are dying. And so you've got real growth coming from this point. So that's really, this is a really powerful stage right here, because then you're seeing what your real long-term growth is. And if you go to, I think it's what, 263 days? I forget my numbers now. I think this is 1 year. So it's a little bit more than fivefold if this calculator is right. You've gone from 100 packs, and the original 100 have already paid out at 140 days on this calculation, but you got 623 at the end of a year. And you're getting 6 packs a day added on, and then whatever was before falling away. So, and you can see the packs that have fallen away here also. So you know, these are real numbers. And this goes, how far does this go? 300 working days. So after 300 working days, which would be what, like a year and 3 months, maybe 15 months, something like that, your original 100 packs, if this is right, would be 746 packs. So, I mean, guys, that's breathtaking. And you can change those percentages, you know, if you did 90% and you did, I mean, look, you can compare. If you do 90% and 100% rebuy, it's 90% a day, then the numbers are going to change. And it's probably 95% in reality right now, or it has been over the last couple of months. So it'd be somewhere, you could take an average and you'd have a pretty good idea. So the 1% is going to be a little bit more than what you're going to really make from what we see right now. Now, like this number is 648. I think it was 700 and something when we looked at it before. Still very healthy. So that's going to be less than probably what you'd end up with. And the other one was a little bit more, again, if these hypotheses are right. But, you know, play around with it, guys. If you've got 25 packs, let's do 25 packs. A lot of you are doing like 25 packs. Let's do 100% rebuy and 1% a day, and see where you end up after 140 days, after 1 year, and let's just do that one. So it's going to start with 25. It'll take 5 days before you get another pack instead of 1 day, because it's 1/5 of the 100 packs, right? But you start to build up. So now you got 26. You can see the same increase. And let's go to 100 days to see where you are. At 100 days, you're up to 66 pack from 25. So that's pretty sweet. Let's go to 140 days. 99 packs. So you're almost to 100. But see, this is the power of money. It takes 140 days for 25 to go to 100. But if you start at 100, you just the speed is much greater because you're compounding from the very first day rather than every 5 days. And compounding compounds on itself. That's what we saw before. But this is also very cool. So you're up to 100 after 140 days. It was like 263 that we needed to look at before. So again, guys, I'm not going to stay and do this all day long. I want to give you, because we're talking about building business, but this is a big part of it, your financial planning. So at 263, you're up to 153 packs from 25 packs. And at the end, you got 184. So we were at 700 something. So this probably makes sense. It's probably 1/4 of what we saw before. But 184 packs is nice. That's going to change a lot of people's financial income, their family income. So if you had 184 packs, and you're getting 2 packs a day, that's really good. A lot of families would be doing cartwheels to have that. So one thing I don't want you guys to get, when you look at the kind of money that Grace and I are looking at, don't just think like, oh my God, I can never get there, so it's irrelevant for me. No, it's relevant for you. I mean, if it paid your car payment or your house payment, or it paid for your groceries, or it enabled you to save for a vacation, that's changing your family. So again, don't despise the day of small beginnings. Don't despise, what this can do on a small basis, and be patient. If it takes you 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years to completely change your life, is it worth it? Yeah, because you just completely changed your life. You don't have to get freaked out by the fact that you can't do it in 6 months like Grace and James. So, I mean, yeah, hope you get my point on that one. Anything else? Let me look at the questions. Let's just see what else. The old site showed someone's progress on the car bonus. Yeah, it's no longer, Peter's asking about the car bonus. There is a way, there is somebody working on that, so that he's right. There was a system that showed you your progress. They actually showed you how many packs you had and how many packs from commissions. They're projecting, the guy doing that, replacing it, keeps getting called away to do some of these other technical jobs. So it's not the highest priority for the company. But Mike Kiefer just told me the other day that, because I was asking about it, I called support to try to figure out whether Grace and I were ready for our double car bonus. So I got an update, and Mike Kiefer told me they'll have that ready by Christmas probably. So they are aware of that, but there's been other more important things than telling people about their car bonus. And what was that software you said I used again? So for me, it's Screen. What is it? Screen. What is it? Screen. I always have to look it up. ScreenFlow is the one I use. But I've got a Mac. You can also just use the movie. What is it? Movie Maker? Or what is it? Forget. I never use it. What's the Mac one? I don't use it. Anyway, I don't use it. Okay, answered those questions. Let me look in the chat. Any more questions about here? Okay, so I think that was it. So on the rebuy page in the beginning, we should reinvest the car bonus also. Well, if you've got the car bonus, you could reinvest it. So let's go back to the rebuy page. If you're setting it up, I wouldn't worry too much about the car bonus because it's going to take you whatever time it takes to qualify for that. But the button doesn't differentiate. So What is important is your unit level. This is your commissions. You cannot get the car bonus if you don't take your commissions and purchase packs using those. So this button is really important. If you're going to use the automatic repurchase, this button is really important to say yes to. So if your goal is to get the car bonus, absolute yes here. Yeah? Because you can't get there without using those commissions. Really critical. Yeah, I got to switch this back to no because I'm past that point for maybe two or 3 months. Okay, what else we got? Any more questions? We got a couple more popping in here. For greater results. Yeah, so Peter, you're right. So I reinvested the car bonus the 2 car bonuses I got while we were going for the double car bonus, because the car bonus, I think it didn't count towards commissions, but it counted towards buying packs. Yeah. So I reinvested that back into packs just with everything else. I threw everything at it. You had yours on no. Okay, so yeah, go in there and check it out. Now you understand what it means. So this is why this is useful. Yeah, go in and check it out live. And remember what I said too, guys. There were some glitches in here over the last month. So here's what I recommend you do. Go in, set it at 0 and put it at no, save it, log out of your system, log back in, and then set it back to where you want, whether it's 100 or wherever it's going to be. So, if you're still in building mode, I would recommend 100 and yes, or if you're more conservative, maybe like a 90 and yes. Again, just depends on your approach, but if you want to build up, you want to be building up at least, the good advice is 6 or 7 months or through your first cycle, whatever, rebuild pretty strongly. Otherwise, you're just going to end up where you started. And that's not most people's ambition, just end up where they started. You want to be better than you started. So you want to increase the number of packs, multiply your Bitcoin. This business is all about multiplying your Bitcoin. It's not a static, just earn money. It can be. You can just take out your 40% profit and maybe you put in 100 packages and you want to take out 40% profit and that's your ambition. Okay, cool. There's so much more that you could be doing, but if that's your ambition, then that's your ambition. You can set your ambitions wherever you want. All right, I'm resetting mine back to where I want them and saving. All right, well, starting to get some more questions in here. Okay, well, Peter's just made a couple of comments. Okay, so Peter, I think we got yours. Got yours handled. That's good. All right. Any more questions? I think we're good now. I'm going to stop the share and go on out of that back office. And I think we've got all the questions done. All right, so back to the big picture, how to build your business. You got to know your business. You got to know your industry. Again, understand we're in the crypto business. Understand we're in online marketing. If your business is just to have a passive income, that's your business. So then focus on what you need to do. What we just went through in terms of projecting what your income is, make plans. So go in there, use conservative figures, figure out what you need to do, how much you need to reinvest to get to where you want to be and be able to take money out. I've demonstrated that in 3 or 4 different ways so you get the idea. That's one big part of the business. The other part of the business is, knowing just how a pack works. So if you're also going to be doing some recruiting marketing, you have to be able to tell people in simple terms how it works. Don't tell them wrong. Stop telling them 140 days. Stop telling them 1% a day. Stop telling them all this wrong stuff. Tell them it's Bitcoin. Tell them it's 140%. Tell them they're getting their money back every day. Tell them the right stuff so that you don't waste your time with wrong stuff and you don't say things in a non-compliant fashion, because the company's going to get angry at people that stop that can persist in telling people information the wrong way. Company is coming out with, standardized materials, but that's really good. And then on a business building standpoint, know your numbers. And we didn't go into all our marketing systems. We have power lead systems. So let me just quickly cover that as a last thing to say. From a marketing standpoint, we have several different systems that we use, but in simple terms, there's 3 things that you should be doing. Number 1, you've got to be generating leads. You can generate leads by, we have Udemy solo ads that you can get as part of one of our packages with the Power Lead system, or you can just get it directly. We also have Global Moneyline where we're doing some marketing, and I've got these Igor solo ad packages, and a lot of people have been getting those. That now also includes a very sophisticated crypto-oriented lead capture page and a sales page, and I've actually just yesterday given Igor our from our inside of our Power Lead system, our video that we use in there. So he's also going to add that to our funnel. So we're going to have a lead capture page, a generic crypto one, and then a USI tech specific one before it goes to your page. So for our team, he's actually put together a very beautiful specific funnel. So I think that lead generation system that we've got with Igor is really great. We've got the Power Lead system. We also have this new kind of interactive marketing system with the, I Decide Interactive, this interactive system. You can get information about that. Or you can use none. But, if you use just your corporate site, there's no lead capture. You never know where people go, if someone goes there, or and you can never know whether they went there. So how do you get their email to send them follow-ups? The fortune's in the follow-ups. So you got to do lead generation. You got to do content. You got to follow up with people, and then you've got to close them, get them buying, and train them to be their good customers so they know how to buy their packs, or train them how to be good affiliates and build a team. Utilize the system of lead generation, systems to follow up, and bring them to webinars. If you bring them, people who are using these webinars are consistently closing people, guys, because the webinars are clear. People find that they can answer questions. They just feel like, oh, I could ask all these questions. All these other people were there. They're in it. They answered their question. It's open and transparent. Okay, I'm in. And there's a psychology to that. It's not like a hype thing. Nobody's here hyping anybody, but they can see that they're getting straightforward, honest answers. And people want to have that feeling, and when they do, they're good to go. Now that's why our conversion rates in our overall team are much, much higher. And I without patting ourselves too much on the back, if you compare ourselves with our bigger group, our group is growing faster than any other group and is buying more packs than any other group. And it's a very simple fact. The best trained are the best reigned, as they say. What do I mean by reign? That's money. So if you want a business that works well, you have to have a well-trained business. Well-trained business has leadership, it has training, has systems, has all the things I've been describing here. So this is like the big cohesive, how do you build a big business? That's the big picture. And there's a lot of details and systems and all the technical stuff. The technical stuff, as important as it is not as important as the mindset, the understanding that you've got to know what your key numbers are, where you're building, and serving, leading, setting up systems, providing content and training. All those things are just as important as what you do on a day-to-day basis. But you've also got to get in your back office, know your numbers, know your business, get in there and be a little bit technical. Know how to do a rebuy, know how to explain to somebody how to buy, how to rebuy, how to set the rebuy settings. If they don't set their rebuy settings and they just let their pack expire, you're done. You wasted your time. Well, you got a commission, but they're not going to continue. Whereas you show them the advantages, they're going to go crazy with this business. So again, the best trained team always wins. So you want your team to be the best trained team. We got great training systems. That's the other thing that we work on to equip you to be the best that you can. So that's it. That's this webinar. That's a wrap. We answered all the questions and tried to give you the overall feeling and really what it takes and just what Grace and I have done. We haven't done it perfectly, but we've done it, you know, I mean, what we've been able to accomplish pretty well rocks. You know, there are some things that I continue to learn and refine and do better, and will give you more tools, organize better and so forth. We've maxed it out, but we're now, our aim is, the next aim for us is to have 100 of you max it out. So, I mean, you set a goal. Now my next goal is for 100 of you to max it out. And, you know, I want a lot of you to be in Hawaii with us, partying on the beach, whatever Hawaii is, or maybe it'll be Cancun. But whatever it is, you know, we want a community. We want freedom for a huge community. And after it's 100, we wanted it to be 1,000. After it's 1,000, we want it to be 10,000. So, I mean, the sky is really the limit with USI Tech. I've said this before, guys, but in front of you is the biggest financial opportunity you will ever see in your lifetime, and I sincerely mean that. Listen, oh, I forgot to share my screen on one more thing. Where is that? Where is that page? Where is that page? Here it is. Okay, I'm going to share my screen one more time. There it is. You should be able to see this. This is the blockchain. And I did a video about this earlier this week. I want you to understand how important this is, because USI Tech has announced that it will be it'll come out at 1% of the, I think I said 3% to somebody, but it's going to come out at 1% of the global blockchain for Bitcoin, and it's got 2.5% for Ethereum. But this is the blockchain. Now this is public information. If you are on this list, there is no question about your credibility, your viability, or anything. These are like the biggest mining pools in the world. These are all Chinese, Antpool, BTC. These are all very well known. Bitfury is in here. Other of the big mining pools. But you can see it goes down to 0.5%. So at some point, USI Tech is going to come in here. They're going to come in at around 1%, they told us. Now, how are they doing that? What we've learned, I knew it a little bit more, but what they've now announced is they've bought the equipment. They've got one set of purchases on Ethereum, one on Bitcoin. The Bitcoin purchasing is actually existing equipment, and they're doing what is called recoding. So they're actually somebody that's already on this list, we won't say who, and it could be somebody else. They're getting that equipment and they're recoding it so that all of a sudden on this list name at around the 1% area, between 0.5 and 1.1, there's a little gap right here. In the next 2 weeks, you're going to see USI Tech pop up here. And their name is going to be listed on this openly, transparent, credible listing. And you'll see USI Tech. And then they're going to buy more equipment, and they're going to buy more, and they're going to grow in this league table. And their ambition is to continue to rise until they're competing over here on this side. That's USI Tech. But here's what I want you to understand. The moment USI Tech appears here, the game is completely over. There will never be another question. Well, I mean, you can't stop the stupid haters, but there will never be a question about credibility after USI Tech appears on the blockchain. Because anybody who knows anything about truth and reality knows that's the most transparent, accredited, open system, and it proves that USI Tech is real and that its mining is real. And thousands of other miners verify it. And then they're also part of the system. So when you do a transaction on the blockchain, they're also going to be one of the people who is approving transactions. You know, all these transactions are approved by miners. US iTech will be one of the miners. What I want you to understand is if you're building a business, the moment that happens, your business has more credibility than you can imagine. And so your business really, I'm talking about your potential, your business could literally go through the roof. If you combine that with action, you have the vehicle to appreciate and achieve your dreams in the shortest amount of time you will ever have in the rest of your life. So on that note, I want to thank you for watching today. Appreciate all of you. We're here to serve you and help you to achieve your dreams as well. And with that, we'll say thank you for the webinar. Thanks for, again, some amazing questions, for hanging out, and go build a business. Go build yourself a life-changing business that generations afterwards will thank you for. All right. Take good care. Take care. Bye-bye.